Hi, Dan Stein here, president of FAIR. EVerify, the program that helps ensure American workers are authorized to work in this country, whether they're here as immigrants, aliens, or citizens. This program is vital to ensure American jobs are protected, that American workers get first crack at them, and for 30 years at FAIR we've been fighting to get this included. Now it's a pilot program. The President says his proposal will include a proposal to make it mandatory. We've been assured of that, associated with the President's new plan coming out of the White House. However, we've been hearing contrary statements, including from the President himself. So is the EVerify component in the proposal or not? For FAIR, that is a major issue and a major deal breaker, because for 30-some years we've been fighting to get this in there, and we expect it to be a part of the proposal. Joining me to discuss this is Heather Ham-Warren, the lovely and very professional and capable government relations associate who works for FAIR. She's an attorney, does a fabulous job for the organization, and Heather has been tracking what has been going on with this proposal. So where is it? What is it? Is it in there? Are we going to see some language?
Yeah, that's right, Dan. Like you said, we are a little bit weary. I mean, EVerify is something that at FAIR we've been fighting for, you said 30 years, which I actually turned 30 this year, so that's a pretty impressive number. But we've heard from White House sources, from friends we have over there in the administration, that EVerify will be included in the President's proposal once legislative text is actually released to the public and to Congress.
So what did the President say on Fox News on Sunday?
Yeah,
it sounded a little different. What was that all about?
The President must have recently left a conversation with, farmers or with Chamber of Commerce or something, because he actually was talking about how onerous the EVerify program is, which we, of course, here at FAIR know that's not the case. The President expressed concerns for farmers in particular and how they would use the program, perhaps saying it might be too difficult for them to figure out.
Every proposal on immigration for the last 35 to 40 years has foundered on the insatiable demands of big agriculture for cheap labor, right?
That's correct.
So what do they really want in exchange for EVerify? And there's nothing in the proposal right now on guest workers, right?
That is correct. So what I believe that the big business and the farmers really want is just to continue this unfettered access to illegal workers.
So you think they basically want to continue the status quo?
Absolutely.
And so the demands they make are really designed to torpedo any legislative effort by the administration?
Absolutely, because at this point they're able to take workers that come in, they're able to pay them way under minimum wage, able to do harsh working environments. These illegal workers obviously don't have a group to turn to or an association to turn to when they're being treated poorly.
So why don't they just get a proposal to have a government-sponsored guest worker program to give them the same thing?
Well, that is what they tried to do previously with the Good Lab bill last year, which is why they combined EVerify with the agriculture bill. Unfortunately, EVerify was tanked because of the agriculture provisions.
Well, here's my theory. My theory is that agriculture knows that they can't replicate the illegal immigration model under color of law through Congress. Nobody will support that. The left wing won't support that. And they would rather have the status quo. They'd rather have illegal aliens running across the border, coming to work in the fields. The problem is the rest of us pay a huge price for this stepping stone of agricultural work. Agriculture, big agriculture, has had 35, 40 years to adjust to the EVerify program, employer sanctions, work documents. They've had plenty of time to figure out how to recruit a domestic labor force to get the job done, to pay more, automate, robotics, various other things. But instead, they continue pushing back, and are making this country pay a tremendous price for continued illegal immigration without realizing that what they are doing is jeopardizing the very stability of the United States over time. Are we going to see actual legislative language from the administration?
Hopefully. We were told about a week ago that they were 21 days away from text being released. Not sure why exactly that was chosen, but yeah, so we should be about 2 weeks away from actual text.
You want to put some odds on that?
I would say if they were smart, probably under. They would get that text out a little bit sooner. You're already starting to see pop-up little pockets of the president's proposal in various parts of the House and Senate. Different members of Congress are trying to lock down their ownership, I guess you would say, of different portions.
So do we actually believe they're going to introduce this, somebody's going to introduce this in the Senate?
We do, absolutely. Who that will be, I'm not sure. Previously, I would have thought it would have been Chairman Lindsey Graham of the Senate Judiciary Committee. However, he has his own bill that he has introduced competing with the president's proposal, his skinny bill. However, it might not remain skinny as he's promised to tack on anything people want in order to get it moving.
So that's the big danger sign, right?
Yes, guest worker, amnesty.
Just so we can get a fix to asylum fraud and stop trafficking, we have to have a big amnesty. So he wants to stop law breaking by rewarding lawbreakers?
That seems to be the goal at this point.
By treating people who broke the law better than those people who respected the law.
Correct.
Okay, so we hear about Ken Cuccinelli as being possibly nominated for immigration czar.
Yeah, according to New York Times, that's what's coming down.
Chris Kobach was in the running, but he needed what? A Learjet,
a long list of demands.
His own baglery.
Yeah, opportunity to go
Atlantic
to Kansas
salmon,
whenever he
Alaskan
wants.
salmon flown in every morning.
A bowl of green M&Ms in his office.
Slot in to be the next president.
Yeah, a very long list of demands, which I'm guessing somebody who didn't want him to have that position leaked to the news.
I see. Well, so what do we know about Ken Cuccinelli?
We know that he was former Attorney General of Virginia. He has some success when it comes to Obamacare cases.
We know he lost.
We do. Well, we know he lost at the Supreme Court, but he had a few wins along the way with it.
He also lost in his race for governor.
Yes, he did. He ran for governor afterwards, and was not successful.
What do you know about his immigration positions?
Know that he has been very active and very vocal against birthright citizenship, and he is considered to be a very strong ally of President Trump. However, we don't know too much more in depth about his immigration policies. Hopefully the White House has, properly vetted him. And
it's not a confirmable position, right?
I
don't think it is.
No, I don't think so.
Well, what FAIR has told the White House is very simple. Ending chain migration, including mandatory verified nationwide, all industries, all employers, absolutely indispensable to get FAIR support for this proposal. And as they say, you don't get our full endorsement until we see the fine print.
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Fine print means we got to see the legislation and scrub it and take a look at it and turn it inside out and see what's there and what's not there. Because any legislative package needs to get enough Republican votes to pass the Senate and then potentially play a big role in the campaign coming up in 2020. Would it be conferenceable with anything the House would ever pass in this Congress, do you think?
Well, I don't see Speaker Nancy Pelosi bringing up anything that the president offers. So
they're too busy impeaching him.
Right, they're busy. So that would come down to what, if anything, they actually choose to do. The House Judiciary Committee is actually marking up some immigration-related bills tomorrow regarding the Dreamers and TPS. So that could possibly be a vehicle for reconciliation should they choose to progress that further. Like I said, that is more likely to attach to Lindsey Graham's bill if they're kind of doing apples to apples with the DACA population.
Gotcha. Interesting times. Pete Buttigieg said that they have room for 30,000 people to live in housing in South Bend, Indiana. So we're thinking the president ought to be flying some of those folks there from the border up to South Bend. Maybe even more than 30,000. That would be kind of fun. Well, we could talk forever, and Heather, you're doing a great job, and I enjoyed chit-chatting with you, but you should stay tuned for future updates from FAIR on the status of EVerify and the president's proposal. It looks to be a popular initiative. It looks to have broad public support, and clearly he'll be talking about it a lot as he gets into the campaign trail. So thanks for joining me, Heather.
Yes, thank you, Dan.
Sure thing.